Hello students, we will see about the life cycle of a business information system. So we have four phases: study phase, design phase, then development phase and operational phase. 4 ഫേസുകളുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ഈ 4 ഫേസ് തമ്മിലുള്ള ഒരു സൈക്കിൾ ആണ് ലൈഫ് സൈക്കിൾ എന്നുള്ളത്. It describes the relationship between the 4 phases of the business information system. So it is a changing process called it is dynamic. So it is changing. എപ്പോഴും അത് ചേഞ്ച് വരുത്തിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. സ്റ്റഡി ഫേസ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തു, അതിനകത്ത് ചേഞ്ച് വരുത്തി സ്റ്റഡി ഫേസ് പെർഫെക്റ്റ് ആക്കി കഴിയുമ്പോൾ വി മൂവ് ഓൺ ടു ദി ഡിസൈൻ ഫേസ്. ഡിസൈൻ ഫേസിനകത്ത് നമുക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു പോരായ്മ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ if we find so many drawback in the design phase, we have to come back to the study phase. So we need to have forward and backward motions. Okay, and after the design phase we will move on to the development phase and then to the operational phase. And during operational phase also, if we find any difficulty, then we will come back to the first phase itself. So it is an iterative process. So in order to make the system perfect one, we need iteration, we need changes. So while designing the software or the business information system, we should have the knowledge that the system may be modified later, and so we have to design it in such a way that modifications are accommodated. കാരണം ഇത് നമ്മൾ ഡെവലപ്പ് ഒരു സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർ ഡെവലപ്മെൻറ്റ് കമ്പനി ഒരു പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്ത് കൊടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അത് ഓപ്പറേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴാണ് ദി യൂസർ ഫൈൻഡ്സ് ദാറ്റ് ദേ നീഡ് some more options. If we had some more options, then it will be perfect എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കും. So they will ask for modifications. So the software company should be able to do modification. So their design should be in such a way that modifications can be incorporated later. Okay. So these are the four stages in the life cycle: study phase, design phase, development phase and the operation phase. In the study phase, we will be studying the different operations by using different methods, and whatever things we have studied will be designed. Designing means, ഞാൻ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ആലോചിച്ചാൽ മതി. ഒരു വീടിൻ്റെ പ്ലാൻ വരയ്ക്കുന്ന ദിവസം ആലോചിച്ചു, വീടിൻ്റെ പ്ലാൻ വരയ്ക്കുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ സ്റ്റഡി ഫേസിനകത്ത് വിൽ സ്റ്റഡി അബൌട്ട് ദി നെസസിറ്റീസ്, ഡിസൈൻ ഫേസിനകത്ത് വിൽ ഡ്രോ ദി പ്ലാൻ, development phase now we will construct, and operation phase we will be using the system. Same logic. In design phase we will be designing the modules, which all modules has to be present in the system and what logic has to be followed for developing the software. And using in development phase, the actual development or the program coding happens in the development phase. And in the operation phase we are using the software. Okay. And about a brief description of each phase. Study phase. In study phase, the problem is identified, the problem is analyzed, and we will think about alternate solutions, plan A, B, etc. If this logic does not work, then we can go for that logic. That is, alternate solutions are studied. Then after studying all the systems, the system is recommended. We recommend this system to be designed. Okay, as a case study I have given the house construction. നമ്മൾ ആദ്യം കുറേ ആലോചിക്കും, ബെഡ്റൂം അവിടെ വേണം, ബെഡ്റൂം ഇവിടെ വേണം, ബെഡ്റൂം അറ്റാച്ച്ഡ് ആയിരിക്കണം, അങ്ങനെ പല ഓൾട്ടർനേറ്റീവ്സ് നമ്മൾ ആലോചിക്കും. ഏരിയയെക്കുറിച്ച് ആലോചിക്കും, ഏരിയ, അതുപോലെ പൊസിഷൻ ഓഫ് ബെഡ്റൂംസ്, ഫെസിലിറ്റി ഓഫ് ദി ഡ്രോയിങ് റൂംസ്, ഏരിയ ഓഫ് ദി ഡൈനിങ് റൂം എല്ലാം ആലോചിക്കും. വേർ ദി ഫ്രിഡ്ജ് ഹാസ് ബി പ്ലേഡ്, അങ്ങനെ വിൽ ബി ക്രിയേറ്റിംഗ് ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് പ്ലാൻസ്. പല പ്ലാൻ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യും. അതിനകത്തുനിന്ന് ഏറ്റവും ഫീസിബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഏറ്റവും ആപ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള പ്ലാൻ വി വിൽ ബി recommending to the next stage, that is to the design phase. And in the design phase, detailed design of the system is done. As I told you, different modules are designed. In each module, what has to be done, how these modules can be interconnected, how this data flow from one module can be controlled or facilitated to the other module. So detailed design of the system is studied. And the allocation of resources to the equipment task and personal task and program task. So we have three types of tasks. One is equipment task, that is automated things. Personal task. Personal task means the task which need personal intervention. Maybe inputs, maybe keyboard inputs, maybe some mouse movements, like that. Personal inputs are called personal task. Equipment task means the data that can be captured using some sensors, using some equipments, barcode scanner. Okay. If you are developing for a automatic gate control system, then there should be some system which captures or which identifies the presence of a vehicle, and then that sensor will activate the system and the motors which opens the gate are activated. So equipment task and personal task. Equipment are sensors and personal tasks are personal inputs. Depending on the system it may change. Depending on the system, there may be some equipment task, there may not be any equipment task, there can be only personal task, there may be no personal task. If everything is automatic, then there may not be any personal task. And the program task means what all things has to be done using a program. What all things has to be, what all task or what all logic has to be performed using the program, that is program task. And during the design phase itself, the technical specifications are created for equipment task. If you are using some equipments, then what are the parameters which has to be passed to the program, and so which all outputs should be obtained from that device. Okay. Think of some application fee payments like that. So after fee payment, some code has to be returned to the program. Okay. When we buy something using Amazon, okay, the Amazon is directing their system to a payment gateway, and after the payment is success, then some value has to be returned to the Amazon to inform the Amazon side that the payment is success. Okay, so what all parameters has to be passed in between this technical device and the software, and so we need specification for these equipments for performing this automatic task. That is, the technical specifications are created for equipment task, and so we need to buy that devices, buy that equipments which satisfies these technical parameters. Okay. If I want to you want to measure some temperature of the system, if I want to make a fan automatically on during a temperature rise, then we need to get a sensor which gives us value above threshold, or if the temperature goes beyond the threshold value, then a value should be given to the program by the sensor, and so we need such a device that gives an indication or a electronic value to the system. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരു സിസ്റ്റം ഒരു മെഷീനാണ് നമുക്ക് വാങ്ങേണ്ടി വരിക. So we need to decide which all parameters has to be considered. Okay. And in the development phase, we will be developing the system. As I told you, we are actually constructing the system in the development phase. So we'll be buying equipments, we'll be writing programs, we'll be writing procedures and functions, software specifications, Then we will be creating help files, how to use this system. That is documentation, how to use this system. Okay, so computer is used to develop all this. Okay, and the personnel which are using the system is trained, staff is trained, and a bit of testing has to be done. Testing has to be done in the development phase. Different types of testing are there. All the types of testings are done before it is given to the operational phase, because the operational phase is purely used by the user. So before that, the company has to create a ideal or a accurate product or the system. So the system will be handed over to the user should be perfectly working. So dummy testing should be done. Testing should be done by giving different types of data. We will study it later, like white box testing, black box testing, etc. So detailed testing is needed. Okay. So this is development phase, and next is the operation phase. In operation phase, system is installed and the user uses the system by changing the old system to the new system, and during the operation the performance is reviewed by the user. ഒരു പുതിയ സിസ്റ്റം വന്നു കഴിയുമ്പോൾ അത് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴാണ് its performance is review. ചേഞ്ച് വേണമെങ്കിൽ ചേഞ്ച് വരുത്തും. Okay. This is a diagram from the textbook directly. So we have 4 phases: study phase, design phase, development phase, and operation phase. And after study phase, we will be getting something called performance specification. What all things has to be incorporated in the product which is to be developed, that is performance specification. And after each phase we can see a review, study phase review. After review, it is passed on to the design phase, and after design phase it creates how the design is created, what is the logic followed. It is written using design specification. Okay. And after design phase review, it is passed to development phase, and after development, now it is a working system, and so it is termed as system specification. What does the system do? That is system specification. And after all this, we will be passing into the operation phase. And everywhere you can see a back arrow. A back arrow means it is iterated, it is recycled, again recycled to refine. Every time if it finds any fault, it comes back to the previous. If it is not corrected there, again it comes back to previous. So study phase is the first phase. Sometimes it may need to come back to the first phase itself. Okay. എന്തെങ്കിലും ചേഞ്ച് ഇടയ്ക്ക് കാണുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു സംതിങ് ഈസ് നോട്ട് മെറ്റ്, ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു ആവശ്യം, ഒരു റിക്വയർമെന്റ് ഈസ് നോട്ട് മെറ്റ്, then it will be brought back to the previous state, and again from there it will start again. Okay. So about the baseline specification, it is continuous and cumulative. Performance specification, study phase conclusion. So these are the whatever things we are writing or documenting is called baseline specifications. And we have performance specification, design specification, and system specification. We are giving the documentation as a from the study phase to the design phase. We are informing that these are the findings, these are the requirements, this has to be met. After design phase, it is written that we have followed this type of logic to meet the study phase or the baseline study phase conclusion. Okay. So in order to meet the baseline specification, what all things we have done, it is given the design specification. And after the design, after design is complete, it is moved to the system development. After development, we are creating the manuals or how you have to use this machine. that is system specification. Okay. And if you are using a computer based system, then all the properties of computers has to be met: accurate, speed, data storage, everything has to be met. Data collection, communication has to be automated. And now we have more advanced systems like data mining, data science, machine learning. If I search something in internet using my Google account, then next time Google will be showing recommendations. What is that? Data mining, data science. Okay. Machine learning. What is machine learning? Training machines to do something, to make decisions. Last time when this condition was met, we had done this. That is training. ലാസ്റ്റ് ടൈം ഞാൻ വണ്ടി ഓടിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് നേരത്തെ ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് വണ്ടി നേരിട്ട് വന്നപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ എന്ത് ചെയ്തു? ഐ ഷിഫ്റ്റഡ് ലെഫ്റ്റ്. അതൊരു ട്രെയിൻ ഡാറ്റയാണ്. ലാസ്റ്റ് ടൈം വാട്ട് ഐ ഹാഡ് ഡൺ, ഒരു ട്രെയിൻ ഡാറ്റ. ഇങ്ങനെ വന്നാൽ എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം? സോ ഡിപ്പെൻഡിങ് ഓൺ ദ ട്രെയിനിങ് ഡാറ്റ വി ഹാവ് ടു learn the machine. We have to make the machine learn. That is machine learning. Okay, and the most important person in a system development process will be the system analyst. So he will be the person which is responsible to do everything or to lead the system development. System analyst is the person who leads everything. So he need to analyze business systems with problems, everything. He has to design alternate systems. Then he has to study about the needs. He needs to he needs to monitor the development. He needs to design manuals. Everything has to be done under the supervision of the system analyst. Okay, we have 4 points written here. So this has to be done by the system analyst. Again, record management, then distribution of reports between the phases. If we are designing the system using some modules, then the module wise communication, team wise communication. Okay, the development will be done using teams: study team, design team. If it is a major company, then അവരങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങോട്ടും പരസ്പരം കാണണമെന്നില്ല. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിൻ്റെ മൊത്തം കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ ആയിരിക്കും. The whole communication will be done by the system analyst. System analyst ആയിരിക്കും ഇത് അങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങോട്ടും കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക. Data sharing or the data communication between these two modules or teams will be done by the system analyst. അതുപോലെ company will be having a particular logic for development. ആ ലോജിക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു കൊടുക്കേണ്ടതും ആ ലോജിക്ക് മൊഡ്യൂൾസ് ആക്കി ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടതും പിന്നീട് കമ്പൈൻ ചെയ്യേണ്ട എല്ലാവരാണ് സിസ്റ്റം അനലിസ്റ്റ് ആണ്. ഓക്കെ, സോ ഹി നീഡ് മോർ ക്വാളിറ്റീസ് അല്ലേ. ഹി ഷുഡ് ബി എ എക്സ്ട്രാ ഓർഡിനറി പേഴ്സൺ ഹു ക്യാൻ മേക്ക് ഓൾ തിങ്സ് ഹാപ്പൻ. എല്ലാം ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റണം. അതായത് ഷുഡ് ബി കോഓപ്പറേറ്റീവ്, ഹി ഷുഡ് ബി ഫ്രണ്ട്ലിനെസ്, കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റണം. should be able to deal people at different levels. അതായത് കസ്റ്റമേഴ്സിനെ ആയിട്ട് ഡീൽ ചെയ്യേണ്ടി വരും. Then with the development team, with the supervisor, with the manager, with the management, wherever he has to present his ideas. ഏത് ഫേമാണെങ്കിലും എന്താണ്, there should be a person who knows everything about this and he should deal all the points. He should deal customers, he should deal development team, study team, design team, manager, supervisor. That is all the levels we have discussed: tactic, strategic and management. 3 levels. All the 3 levels he has to communicate. He should be technical and general awareness should be there, knowledge should be there, human relation management skill, how to manage relations between students, between teams. Then how to solve problems quickly using short methods. That is creativity. How to solve problems using short methods. ഇപ്പോൾ വലിയ പ്രോഗ്രാം ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഒരു കാര്യം സോൾവ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഇറ്റ് ടേക്സ് മന്ത്സ് ഓർ വീക്സ്. അതിന് പകരം ഇഫ് ദ സൊല്യൂഷൻ ഹാസ് ബി ഡൺ ഇൻ എ ഡേ, then which method can be used by us? That is creativity, knowledge. Everything should be the quality of the system analyst. Okay.